So how do we make sure we do what's important? We plan. We plan our months, we plan our weeks, we plan our days. There's no, like people, how do you do that? Like you go into your diary and you allocate time to do the things that are most important. That's literally how simple it is. And that's actually what we do. We fill our calendar with allocated time to do the things that are important. And we fill it in advance. So when all the other important, urgent stuff comes in, I don't have time. I don't have time. Like you're saying I don't have time all the time, but you're saying I don't have time to do the important stuff. Start changing that so you actually start consciously saying, I don't have time to do the not so important stuff. Does that make sense? Some people might be angry with you. Your friends who like to socialize every Saturday or every Friday night, like to go drinking or whatever. I've had a lot of young people, because I used to drink a lot when I was young as well. It's kind of a normal thing. You know, if you're 50 and you still need 25 beers every Friday afternoon, maybe you need to check that out. But, you know, social is important. If you have a high value on social, like it's important that you allocate the time to it, right? But at the end of the day, I have a lot of young people that come to me and say, Brian, I just want to go and learn and develop a business and stuff, and I'm like 20 years old, and my friends get angry with me because I don't want to go out with them. Whose life are you living? You know, you've got to make those calls. You've got to learn how to say no. And if your friends are cross because you don't want to come and get pissed with them every Friday, find somebody else, man. I'm sure there's other people who want to get pissed every Friday afternoon. Like, that's their issue. It's not your issue. Be true to what's important to you, right? Very, very important. So literally, simple order, allocate time. This is like a week of my diary last year, and many weeks are like this. If I'm in a week where things are pretty cruising and I'm on top of stuff, I don't necessarily allocate, but the minute I'm feeling under pressure or overwhelmed, I go and I look at all the stuff, we do the special listing thing, and then I go into the diary and I start to allocate it. And like that's often what you'll see in my diary, a week that you'll see where it's just blocked off time. There's only 2 meetings there. And then other people want me. And my team know. They've all access to my diary. So, you know, they'll come along and say, Brian, we need to have this meeting. I see you're not available next week. Can I schedule it for the week after? You know, and over a little bit of time and effort and persistence, people will start to respect it. And if they don't, whose problem is it? You're not there to please other people. You're there to please yourself. You're not there to live in other people's shadows. You're there to live your life. Be true to who you are. That's why the first point is so important. Know what's truly important. Okay, so you can make decisions on a regular basis like that. How do we make sure we don't run out of time? Best advice I ever got, treat your resources with absolute respect. I was sitting with a guy, 85 years old, in New York in his offices. Another one of these sort of aha moments when I got asked, you know, when I was in New York and a friend of mine phoned and said, do you want to go and interview this guy? And I said, yeah. And I went there because he's like, I don't mention his name because he's kind of a private guy. He's a pretty well-known guy. He's been in business since he was like 20 years old in New York, 85 years old. And I thought I was going to get 15 minutes with him, and I spent 2.5 hours with him. You know, it was like such a blessing. He was just sharing knowledge. And like when somebody of 85 who's like, you know, he wasn't quite a billionaire. I think he was worth like $900 million or something, poor bastard. You know, when they share that knowledge of all these businesses and things they've done, you pay attention, all right? Because you'd be stupid not to. Like, I don't want to tell him stuff I know. I want to hear what he has to share. And it was an amazing thing. And I asked him right at the end, and I said, if you had to give one piece of advice to entrepreneurs, what would it be? And he thought, like he literally stopped, and he thought, and he said, treat your resources with absolute respect. Do not hand them out. And he said, resources are time. It's also money, people, energy, education, reputation. These are all different resources we talk about, but the one that we dish out so haphazardly the most is time. Make sure you're doing what's important every day, and you will progress, and you will grow, and your business will grow. And if you think about it logically, it makes sense. But you live in chaos. And, you know, Dr. John DeMartini always says, you don't fill your life with high-priority items. If you don't fill each day with high-priority items, it'll fill itself with low-priority, meaningless items. So you will always be busy. Just get that. No matter what you do, right or wrong, you're always going to be busy. You've got to make the choice consciously and put the order into place daily so that you make sure you are doing the important things on a daily basis.